You're the greatest mom of all. Always catch me when I fall. Even from a distance, you can hear me when I call. You're the greatest mom of all. You're the greatest mom of all. You're the greatest mom of all.
And the nation will call you blessed. A mother who rears not only her own, but other people's children stands out above the rest. I, Dorraine, and my family shares our experience with my grandmother/mother. This is our story. Okay, hi everyone. So I want to introduce to you my grandma, Blanche. She's the most
comfortable. I want to go where I'm going.
You want to go
where?
where?
I've been gone already.
Yeah, we know, but you soon go, so you have to go wait. Yeah? She's the most beautiful soul ever. Don't be fooled by the little body. She's very fierce. She's a very strong woman. She's very caring though.
You don't know me, I talk to you, you're not hearing me
It's
now.
not my time yet.
So you have to talk back to her, but you know, so she stayed.
Okay, alright, so alright, come now.
Well, you say yes or no.
So
But
no.
you just stay and lay back like you're not.
No, I am involved.
So the
So
answer
how
is no.
you doing? Talk to me now.
Yeah, you're not enemy now. You're no enemy.
We couldn't be.
You're just it. So you believe me and you're not supposed to be enemy?
No,
Okay.
you can't grow me and you be enemy. You remember say you used to feed me?
I told somebody. I'll go and told somebody. But you're not living on a farm.
No, remember it's not just two. You used to feed about 15 or 20 of us almost every evening.
That's the type of person
You know, remember?
she is.
You look like you will be one.
That's the kind
I
of
was
person
one.
she is. She
The
raised.
bad one. We for you.
She raised many of us. We are almost.
Me know.
We're over 20 grandchildren.
Me know.
Plenty. And she raised most
Me
of
know.
us. And so
Me know.
Uncle Hugh
Yes,
here
yes.
is one of them that she raised. That is why you hear him talk about feeding over 15 persons every day. And that was our yard. So there was a big pot, a real big pot. And every single evening that pot would go on fire. And everybody would eat out of that pot. Whether you live there or you don't live there. Once you come, food is always there for you. And he might be just one of the greedy one who always come with him plates.
Yeah, well, you know, we had to be there. It's Blanche cooking. And when Blanche cook, then everybody does have to eat. You understand? But she's really the person who would have held everybody together.
Mm-hmm.
Because you wouldn't hear she
I get this
having
here.
any issue with anybody.
I
She-
get this here.
Eh?
There's the same one to me with the pot.
With the pot?
The big pot of about cooking.
The big pot.
Big pot.
In terms of what she did for fun, she really doesn't do much, you know. I think she spent all her life raising all of us, and so there was not much fun. Fun for her was church. She would just go to church Sunday evening. She gone to church service. Now and again, she would probably visit a church sister in the community, but she was really home most of the time, just taking care of us. But she would read. She would read a lot. She would just take up a book and she would read. And so a lot of us got in trouble, like all me, because she loved read. So every single paper that she find, she would read all the time. I remember she found a little thing I wrote in a book one day about kissing a boy. And I had the book. You know, you make a little book out of paper, you know, your cartridge paper, you put it together nicely and you write up in there and we talk about who teach me to kiss boy and stuff like that. And she found it and I just came home the evening and she just did something like this. She never asked any question about it, but she just does so, And when when we take it from her, she just start to hum her usual hum song. So when you hear she start humming, you know it is serious, but you never say nothing. So you live in a touch and wait for her to come question you and ask you about it, but it never happens.
One part, we have to take our part. and bring to take over something.
She was beating you?
So at this stage,
No.
she's demented. So
I
you're
don't
going to
think-
find that for this video,
I
she's...
don't know if she need anything,
doesn't
you know,
speak.
because I haven't seen her from
She doesn't speak coherently because of
I'm
dementia.
about a month now.
And the hearing is
I
also
haven't
real
seen
bad.
her.
But seriously though,
How about the beating part?
I can't recall Blanche beating anybody.
Yes, man.
She beat me.
Oh yeah, the
Yes.
females.
No,
The females.
They could not even go around
she
at
the
6
one
o'clock
need
past.
one. She know
6
the
o'clock
one.
past, they
But
have to come
somebody
home.
look
And she put on
after
2 different
somebody
foot of
with
slippers
it that they can
and gone
carry
straight
to
to
her
road. In
and
dirty
to
foot,
get
them
it.
gone.
Yeah, but that I never beaten. That
And
was
as they
public
say she
shame.
gone,
No,
and
that
they
I
come
did,
in
that
to
was
begin.
no, that was public embarrassment. That was one of her way of disciplining. She didn't beat a lot because if she said she got beat and she not catch at the same time, her heart go come and now but I get beaten.
Plus remember,
But
she-
when she ready to beat you, kiss you, go call. We have a cousin called Errol. He's the oldest cousin, the oldest grandchild.
I mean, I do it
Anytime she says she go beat her, you hear she say, "Oh no, go and go call Kissy for me." You know, say the beat me sure. And when Kissy come with a long stick, and he's not coming to find out what you did. Not the young girl coming and say, "Oh, mama." At the moment grandma said, "No, that pitney here. Him no want hear not no more the sentence. No need to finish." He just a put on the lick. Me remember one day me and him through the garden back and forth because he insisted me I get the beating because grandma send come call him so me to get the beating. And I run through the garden and me and him and I study the lick. Just a switch all over my foot until he catch me. Because if grandma send come call him, that means you do something and you forget the beating and you go get the beating. So she never beat, but she believed in public shaming. And I think that was the part about growing up with her that I never liked. Public, she come a road, the worst clothes she can find. The worst piece of shoes that she can find on her foot, and she'll come and she'll turn up with her and her Kimbo, and she'll go call the dog and drunk if she must. And I think those parts for me were very painful. I never liked them, but that was her way, and everybody in the community knew. So sometimes when we were hiding out here, somebody said, "Stay up here, see Miss Blanche there come." So people in the community knew that she was coming with the public shame, and so we'd all run. I remember there was a night she come for me, Ansi and Tanis. Bodily, and we have to disperse and run all over the place because at night everybody down the road. She ready to go home and she'll come for me. But we weren't ready. So we run. And she'll walk around and she'll look for but everybody knew. So after a while we were finding the community with it. We never feel overly bad like when it just started happen because people knew that she was coming for us, and if she have stick to, she'll come with the stick to even make it overly exaggerated. The best mother in the world.
Grandmother.
And grandmother, because I think as a grandmother, well, I grew up with her and I lived with her from I was 3 months until I was about 20 when I went on my own, went to college, went on my own. I lived with her from then, and never a moment can I recall not feeling loved by this woman. And I think there are so many things that she taught me indirectly, and I could see, and now in my adult life I can see so much of her in me. She's very considerate. It doesn't matter where you are from, you must eat if you come in our yard. And if she share out everybody dinner, and there's one child who walk into that yard after everybody get dinner, rest assured that that child is going to eat because she's going back in everybody's plate. And she's taking out a little bit and put it in somebody's plate. And even for herself, sometimes you look in her plate, there's not much enough for her plate. And funny, we grew up in 2 rooms. And we bed always full of people. Only for cousins, nobody no want to go to them yard. Everybody wants to be there because she was so motherly. She was so nurturing, so considerate. She's extremely helpful. You just need to call her.
Brother like that.
Call her and she's there.
And
she's protective of us.
just to give us a little more perspective in terms of the area itself. It was like a triangle. So you had 1, 2, 3 homes. 3 houses. And basically, we were running from this one to that one and stuff like that. But the fact is, most of us gathered at Auntie Blanche's house because that is where you felt the peace. We always found peace around Blanche, and the fact that she was so caring, and it matters not who you are. Even if you're passing through and this is the first time you're coming in to the yard, basically, your plate will be there.
No, but remember
You understand?
too,
And whatever she needs to do to make you feel comfortable, at peace, and to feel love. She just went in doing it. And the thing about it, when I said that, boy, she really don't beat. Whatever disciplinary measures she
effective.
employed back then, you really didn't see it as a big deal because she was just a
I still have
total
it in mind
totally
then.
a good, caring person.
You never felt unloved.
yeah.
Never, no matter what. So
Yeah.
even in the harshness of the discipline, whatever it was, you could still feel loved in it. No, you used to miss Banana, Miss Baby on the yard, so
Yeah,
you used to run,
yeah,
come over
yeah.
grandma.
Saving
Because you know
grace.
she come to grandma house, the
Saving
beating is not going
grace.
to happen because the mother can't come to grandma house for them to come beat them. They can't come to grandma and
No.
grandfather. So they used to
Stay where
run
you are.
to Alright, what was important for her? Education was important. You have to learn to read. I remember, look, in my yard, you have to line up with your reading book. Everybody had to read. So two things were must. Reading and studying your timetable. And so you had to line up. And I could recall, boy, even waking me up out of my sleep and to say, all right, nine sixes. So, yeah, that was her way of seeing how much you'd know it. And then, of course, I remember when I was doing common entrance as well. I had the book and she took all the answer sheets. So I study at home and I have to practice. And then she would call the answer. And one day I take the answer sheet to see and a cheat. But it was the wrong answer sheet. It was the wrong answer sheet. So when she started to call the sister and me start to get them wrong, she recognized, so me put on a piece of cheat and I get a piece of beaten. Because she never believed in that. She thought I was supposed to work. And if a 5 me get, it must be because I worked for it. So she believed a lot in education and she believed in honesty. Right? She didn't like you telling lies. And she don't like you when you walk up and down the road. She believed that you're supposed to stay home, stay with your family, stay with each other and play. And have fun.
And I
Those
think
were some
about
of
her,
kind of beliefs.
I think about her too, that would, stay with you, is the fact that this is a woman from humble beginning. But she wasn't afraid to be herself.
Yeah, man, she was fearless.
And to be herself
Fearless.
anywhere she went, you understand?
Yeah, fearless.
So she didn't follow anybody.
Yeah.
She was a leader in her own right.
Yes, it's true.
And possibly that is why so many of us found that sort of peace, that sort of, a place of welcome
Yes.
with her.
You know, she
she was really just a leader.
She believed in you believe in yourself. Because I remember a lot of times I would sometimes go to church and she said, go and go to the golden text when they call up people to say it, and there were moments I used to be shy. And when I go home, she would chastise me sometimes because she would be like, look here, nobody know better than you. Everybody has scripts, you must scripts too. Right? So that was her way of saying, put yourself together and carry yourself well. And I started wearing heels very early because she used to wear them, and then at some point she said, try and this make me see, because you know your feet grow quite well. And she said, put them on, and I walked well in it, and she said, come here, we go to church. And so I would go in church and I walk in the heel and I go clim, because I really don't know how to manage it well. But she said, walk same way. Every young girl wear their heels and scripts up and flips up themselves. You need to scripts up and flips up yourself, so nobody know better than you. You know, so she kind of drove that in me. And I think it allowed me to become a confident human being. So today, you'll find me wearing nothing but heels all the time. You know, me dress up my scripts, just like how she said, me must scripts. And I really do believe that there's absolutely nobody who is better than I am. But there was also the flip side, because she always said, look here, you're not better than nobody, neither everybody I want. So she never failed to impart that other side either. But she think that you're supposed to believe in yourself as a young person, as a young girl. You must put yourself together, you must carry yourself nicely. She used to talk to her about, you know, you must learn to keep yourself circumspect. I don't know if she used to tell one of that until you and Uncle you, but you know, that was her word. And I didn't even know it was a real word until I got big. When I became an adult, I realized she meant circumspect, because I didn't know what circumspect mean at the time. But those were just some of the things that she genuinely believed in, you know. For her, once she cook and we eat, that's all that was important for her. And so she always cook, and that is because of what we cultivated, because our grandfather was a farmer, avid farmer. So she could just yam and dumpling,
And
we ate from the ground, so a whole pot of vegetable. Nothing we wanted meat, but we never got meat.
And then when you realize how much she cared for people, it is when, you know, we grew up in this triangle in terms of the different houses and homes. And you leave country and you come Kingston and you do what you have to do and you visit country again on holidays or whatever it is. And when they announce that you're here, you come to visit, the way she would leave whatever she was doing, you understand? And come and greet is like one of her own came back home, you understand? You felt like, boy, you were coming into a palace. The king come back. And you come for your dinner and you come for everything. And, you know, you're hungry, you want something to eat. I mean,
yeah, you would know
yeah.
that very well, because let me tell you what he would do. Because he left before all of us, and as early as the daylight when he comes on weekends, you hear somebody come to the gate with 1 o'clock. I wake up everybody now. Grandma wake up early. Grandma up like from 6 o'clock and breakfast ready at 6 o'clock. And he may come through with him cup, a comfy tea at 6 o'clock and make noise and wake up everybody. So sometimes grandma say, me no cook yet, me just make little tea. He must say, well, give me tea and give me a slice of bread. You know, and so he would know that very well about coming and feeling welcome. And then of course he starts waking up everybody, and she don't tell him no wake up nobody. She allow him to wake up all of us out of our bed, because him chose to come and make noise and wake up everybody. But she was one of those grandmothers, you see. We didn't do anything at home. I think we were all very spoiled. And because I know I didn't do anything. I didn't wash, I didn't cook, I didn't clean. And sometimes I wonder how it is that we all learned how to do those things, because we never had chores. When we wake up in the mornings, the yard was already swept, clothes sometimes upon line, or she's in the middle of washing, breakfast was already made, and we just eat and then put on the plate and cup, and then at some point during the day she's going to wash them up. But she don't feed us in the day, so we had to go and climb our trees and get our fruits and cook our own food at that time. But we got breakfast and dinner. And then she washed in a plate. But we never did anything. We never washed our own clothes. I believe I only started washing my clothes at 6th form, something earlier. So she did everything for us, really. Everybody, I mean, and we were like, I can tell you, 10, 11, 12 strong. We were all very
I had to
spoiled.
work.
Yeah, she's a part of the younger generation.
No,
we
not
had to
picnic.
work.
Others before her
I
had to
had to
do
work.
the work.
You guys were children, we were
So-
grandchildren. We never have to do nothing.
But to
The children had to
she always
work.
love the grandchildren more. She love our own.
That's the
No,
thing.
she spoiled them.
That's the thing. The grandchildren always get spoiled. I don't know why.
Yeah, all of us
You
did.
understand?
Well, they did the work. They will tell us that them work. We didn't do anything as grandchildren. And like I said, it's a lot of us, and she raised most of us.
Almost 50.
Because the family is big. When I think about
Grand and
grandchildren,
great-grand.
great-grand and great-great-grand
about
put
60.
together, honestly, we are over 50 with that. And we are not talking about the children any at all and any other family member.
Just
You
grandchildren.
know? But
And
she, so
great-grandchildren
that's
and
why I know she's so powerful, because, and they were boys, it's a family of men. Let me put it that in. It's a family of men, and she handled the boys. And sometimes people say me rough, but I think it's nurturing, it's socialization, because I think it's how she
Sometimes.
handled. I think it's how she handled the boys, and under the men. I believe I kind of learned that from her, and so I kind of handle my business in the same way. Because you see, if we go to a road, and we just come back and say somebody touched me,
Oh, she gone.
the foot are just a flying at the
Yeah,
slippers.
yeah.
And she step out the road. Anytime anybody see her walk or come
Little
in, I say,
frame, man.
no, they
Down
know
the
that the
road,
fire
up
is
the
coming,
road.
something is wrong. So people learn. People learn not to trouble Miss Blanche.
one
pick
day,
them.
And really and truly, going back over the years, I can't think about an incident with somebody that was significant enough to deter, any thought process in you in terms of what she's about,
Yeah.
as it relates to relationship.
Yeah.
You understand? She conducted, I can't recall.
Yeah, people respected her.
Yeah,
she's
she
well
does.
respected.
She had a lot of
Even the
respect.
young people now. So if we
Holy
go back
person.
to the country now with her and the young people from the church and the community, everybody is around come. Sister Blanche, come, and everybody visit and they talk with her and they laugh with her. So she's really respected by the people in the community, old and young alike, because she's that kind of person. But I really value in her, and one of the things I admire about her is how
That's a
fearless she
problem.
is. And even as an adult, and I'm going to work, she'll say to me, look here, go and talk your talk, and talk with just respectful, but not afraid of nobody, open your mouth and talk. And she said, when you go in there and sit around the table with everybody, no matter if a man or a woman, open your mouth and talk, you have one mouth. So she was really like that, because she was fearless, and she takes on anything. She not back down from any fight, she not back down from any conversation, she don't care who it is that you were. But she
And
have one little colonial thing in her, because she kind of not so like black. So she have one thing with the black, she go say to you, say, you're black and ugly, man. But when you're brown, I say, God, with the brown and pretty. She nice looking, because she really brown. So when you're brown for her, it means that you're pretty. But she doesn't treat you differently, and I think that's the kind of difference in terms of her not
Kinda
liking too much black. Yes, because once a black, she said,
Yeah, because, some of us are some
too
fair
black,
and
man.
Against
dark.
history,
Yeah.
the
Some
thing
fear
that
and
and
some
I think
the
that's
dark.
effects of history.
Colonial
1929.
idea.
Our grandmother was,
Yeah.
our grandmother was fair.
But you're treated
Okay.
equally.
But our father was darker than you.
But
But you're treated
You
equally.
understand?
One of the things that I would say that I would have gotten from long time in terms of how she would look at you and speak to you is if you mention anything about any challenges
Worries.
that you might be having.
But the song gets
The thing to you would be, well, it's so life go,
Life not easy.
but you mustn't give up.
Yes.
You understand? Don't give up. Continue to do what you're doing.
She believes in prayer a lot. Because
Yeah.
sometimes me and her we talk about stuff and we'll be talking and I would say stuff and she said, go and go pray. And she said, Tiba, you not pray good. And if I'm even sad about something, she said, you not pray good. She said, when time you pray, you not start. She said, go and go pray and go down for your knee and call to God. You know, pray. So she believes a lot in prayer. And there are many times she would call me sometimes on the phone and say, you know, I had a dream last night. You need to go and read the scripture, that scripture and pray. And when I read another call her back, she said, no, you're not really good because you're done too fast. Go and go pray some more, read it again, and pray and meditate upon the word some more. And you go, all right, it doesn't matter what is wrong with you. So she believed in prayer, and we had to go to church. We
Church
never
was
had
something
a
I
choice.
have to go. If it's 5 minutes.
Look here, don't make she wake you
Before
up.
it's over.
Sunday morning, she don't need to wake you up. Don't make she have to wake you up. You need to know, so you have to get up and clean your shoes because you must get to Sunday
Trying to
school.
sing the closing song.
You know?
I tell you. And then, you know, that is probably one of the reasons why I'm so special to you, know, because even now,
the special.
in her times of not remembering
Yeah,
everybody,
this
she
believes-
always remember me.
All the time.
All the time, you understand? But
And forget
then,
our own daughter.
and forget her own.
Forget even me. I'm supposed to be the handbag. And so, how are you again? But as him walking, oh, I hear that.
Yeah,
You know, so
I was always in her eyes, to me, a special little kid to her, you understand? And
Errol is the first, so everybody knows he's the favorite. But I think I'm also one of the favorite
you're
because
talking about-
because
you
I
were
was with
talking
her from
about-
3 months. That is it. So my mother was not around, right? My mother lived elsewhere, and so people sometimes think I don't have a mother because I talk so much about my grandmother. But she was the one who had to deal with the teenage stress, all the other things that it comes with children. It was really her, and she handled me well. Me never want bad pitney though, Don't get me wrong. I was just mouthy.
She did extremely well with you. Based on where you are coming from.
Right? No, I'm just mouthy, right? But she had me from 3, and she was working on my uncles and everybody back and forth and how I was raised, and I think that is one of the reasons why I'm considered in the mix as one of the favorite, because my parents and my brothers and sisters were not around. It was just me with the bunch of cousins
We get it,
and everybody.
We get it.
Yes, I'm going to put it out
Yes, so
there.
now oversell it,
Yeah,
we get
oversell it.
Yes,
That's
you are
the
the favorite.
You sound bad, man. You see? Don't
You
go
are
now.
the
You sound
favorite.
bad, man. Don't. I
No,
know.
Stefan was here now. Stefan said, no, Auntie, I would be quarreling and I don't know.
But
how
Giovanni is now becoming
Oh,
the
Tani is
favorite.
not jumpy.
Yeah.
Jay, you want to
and-
tell them why you love Grandma Blanche? Tell the camera why you love Grandma Blanche. No?
Shy man.
You're playing shy? Don't want to tell them why you love Grandma Blanche.
But we were saying before though, that she is the only one
Alive.
from that era. And it is really significant because it is just saying to me now that we need to place a lot more focus on her because the way things are going in this life now, you understand? I mean, we have her. We should just spend some more time and
She's the only one on
try
both
to
sides.
do all that we can
Let me
while
not think-
she's here.
As a matter of fact, if it wasn't COVID, the yard would be full.
Yeah.
Lord, man, you
Her
know.
grandchildren
Yeah.
alone
The
from
last time I
one set,
came,
from
I
one
had
son.
voodoo.
The grandchildren and great-grand from one son alone would fill up this yard. And they would all be here because a number of them are in Kingston. And they, every year, because today's her birthday as we are doing this video. And so every year when it's her birthday, we've started a thing and they would all be here. They just pull up the yard, laughing and talking. And she's
92.
92. Yeah, so they would all be here celebrating with us.
Yeah, 92.
You know.
80th times 100.
Yes, and we're hoping she
Yeah.
gets there.
But that's not far from no.
No.
Yeah.
And she's going to make it. She's very strong. She's very healthy. She has no illness apart from
Nothing at the
dementia.
dementia.
Touch me no man.
That's it. Not
Touch
even
me.
her pressure don't bother her.
Ah.
So she don't have heart issues. She don't have no problem.
Uncle, you are the better.
You
Ah,
see?
better.
She remember him. She called Uncle You. She's yet to remember me right now.
But I am
She's yet
already-
to remember anybody else. But she always
keep
remembers.
myself studying all the while. I can tell it's a condition, but I see him on the street every day.
Every
Yes,
day.
doing what?
Up to since morning he was on the street.
Right. What was he
Don't
doing?
it? Under the care of this miss.
You see?
Glory
What
comes to
was he doing? Under my care, what was he doing?
Yes, under the care of this miss.
Under the care of this miss.
Yes.
Okay. So what
Yes.
were we doing?
No catch me yet.
Oh, we don't catch you yet.
If anxiety.
Why, Blanche, you know, easy, you know.
See what I'm talking about?
Put me at no, me not no bag at all.
One of the
Don't do it
favorite
bad.
things people get to understand and leaving out of this thing. You see, every time you're around her, there is never a dull moment.
Oh, no.
You have to laugh.
Never one. You have to laugh.
Have to laugh.
If she wasn't suffering from the Alzheimer now, you'd be in stitches from your reach here from morning.
Yeah, man, she's all
That
fun.
is
All
one
fun.
thing. When you're around her, you're happy. Happy. She make you laugh. And if you're even sad, it change your whole focus of things. If you even have a problem, sometimes, as I say, when you come to the house and you sit down, everybody used to sit down because they're going to go over there now because Miss Blanche is going to make them laugh. So you go over there and say, "Queer, you're sad." And one of the things you say, "Oh," sometimes I say, "Oh, the boyfriend gone now. You're sad." You see, if you have maybe a friend, my mother would not come out and say, "You can't have," as a boyfriend situation, you can't have that friend. But she, very observant. And she will talk, and if she might come and say, "You know, XYZ," and you're going to defend it. When you defend it, she have one tongue to sing. When she don't sing it. You see, sometimes, if you leave home and you leave and you're gone, she start to sing, the door is always, she start to say, the door is always, if anything happen, you know, the door is always open and your bed space still remain. You can come back. That is one. And there's one thing said, she's not going to tell any of her daughter like who to marry or anything. Because in the end, she don't want to say, me mash up them life. Let them come in and make the mistake themselves. And then she start to sing. So when she see like a day you come in and the show and see the person again, she start to sing. She say, "I did tell you, but you never listen. But you better you make the mistake for yourself and God."
She,
I remember things.
like I said, she taught us the value of education. She taught us to love each other. She taught us to be satisfied with the little that we have. You know, just to be honest, just to treat people well. And those are the things for me that made her the kind of person that I admire, and how protective she was of all of us, regardless of who you were. I know she was protective of children generally. And so things like those I admire about her, and I want the world to know that about her. And so I strive every day to live by those values that she has instilled in me.
Really, you know, as a youngster growing up, right, and you know, you would have been doing things that you're not supposed to do, and the beating and stuff never nice. And I can recall many times she would have, you know, prevented that from happening from my mom's perspective. But the truth is, the genuine love that she would have displayed towards you as a person, and not just when you were growing up, but it is like she followed you every step of the way, right? And asking you what you're doing now, so how things, how many kids. So she was growing with you as if you were her own production. You understand? Now when you see somebody extending that sort of love and care towards you, regardless and whenever they are in contact with you, then it's just natural that you have to love them. You have to love them, and that is one of the main things about her that I personally would say to you right now. This is a woman that I love. Yeah.
My time or auntie?
Your auntie.
She
You love.
All right, me go last.
You could have said
Why you
me.
love her? Why she the best?
The reason why I love
My
her,
thank her, my
sometimes
man,
you can't
I'm
even
next
explain.
door.
because she's a mother.
And
a
what's
grandmother.
my dad next door? Me never
always
gone
look over
nowhere.
her kids.
You should have gone.
Regardless, sometimes she comes to them have anything to eat.
Another time me
She say
come,
yes,
but
she
that
say,
time
oh.
I may not be there.
I can't complain if you know how me love her. Until death, there's still a love for her. She always say that we have things, and sometimes, you know, habit she will come and say, so and so and so and so. I will say, okay, grandma. Even now she will say it to me. Even sometimes, even though she not dementia, sometimes if you do anything, she say, God bless you, my dear. God bless you. You know, so I wouldn't like somebody hurt you. everything you do for her, she tell you thanks. And that's what I appreciate her, although in her sickness, from me coming up, that is real. And I really, when I say I really love my mother. Really love her.
Yeah, I love her because she's my mother. One and only, the best. And because if it wasn't for her today, I would have not been here. And being a mother, not only a biological mother, she's always a mother to everybody that come in contact with her. Sometimes as children, sometimes we might feel a little jealous, but she would tell us, don't be jealous, because anything can happen and you go out, somebody else
you
have
must
to be a
react
mother
very
to
man.
you. So no matter how the person's a stranger, we
But you must react.
embrace everybody like it. And two, the way we were brought up, do not look at others who have it plenty. You must be content with everything that you have. This is what I have to give you. Be contented. And one thing she always said, if the Lord see, you must have it. You will have it. But don't grudge anybody. And no matter what is in life, no matter what you have it, if it's even small, use it wisely. Don't look east, west, north, or south of what other people have. Because if the Lord see you to have it, one of these days you're going to have it. So be content and don't even run. But love people, respect people, and people will respect you. And that is what I got from my mother. And today, they might say maybe I'm taking too much of these things, that I am who I am today, and something bothers you, don't sit on it. So you see some of these people walking outside, if they had just talked what was on their mind, they wouldn't have been there. So talk. Sometimes it might hurt, or you sit back, and sometimes when things happen, don't quick to jump and process it. And then you can say what you're saying. And I found myself, even in my work situation, doing the same thing. If somebody offend me, I sit. I remember one day I was at work and somebody sent me an email, and I jump on the thing and start to send back an email. And when I reached down to the last to close and send it, like a boy said, don't send it. And I just cut it off. Because when I read it, I realized that the tone coming out would not be good. So I sit and I was all right now, so I did. I said, I learn anything. I have this doctor friend who would say to me, this doctor would say, what else did your mother and father tell you? I said, good things. And I put them in practice, and I'm living them today. Maybe one of them I'm not living up to, but I tell her one of these days she will understand. I tell her so one of these days she will understand, because in her time, it was different.
I love this woman unconditionally. And I think one of the reasons I love her is because she loved me so much in spite of and despite. It is, her love is so unconditional for me. It's like, I've always said to people that this is the only love I think I've ever known. And I think through her, I understand what it really means to love somebody. And she cares about me so much. And when I see how she also cares for other people, those are the things that I really love about her.
Stop her out.
And so I strive to be that
Why
way.
you stop her?
And I promise myself that you know, I'll just try and love people, and I love my family and even my own children when I have them. I'm going to show the same kind of love, because that's how I'm trying to understand love, because I'm understanding it through her eyes, regardless of what the circumstance
Children.
will be.
I heard about children. What year are we in now?
Enough for your business. No for me. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's it. For us, that's a wrap.
Miss B. You see it.
So you don't tell them why you love them.
You're the greatest mom of all. Always catch me when I fall. Even from a distance, you can hear me when I call. You're the greatest mom. Oh, you're the greatest mom of all. You're the greatest mom.